Hi everyone. Welcome to our Tech Talk session. I'm Brinda. I'm a part of Tech Jobs Fair, and we are very pleased to have a very special guest for our talk session today, Mr. Ákos. Ákos is a co-founder and managing director of Talkabout with over 15 years of business development experience in Central, Eastern Europe, and Southeast Asia. He also serves as the member of board of the ICT Association and Startup Hungary Foundation. So we are going to discuss about the evolving tech sector in Hungary. So Ákos, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. How are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm very well. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's a bit moody weather. I'm in Budapest, Hungary, but I'm looking forward to this session. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, Ákos. So before we move forward, could you tell us a bit about yourself and the ICT Association and how you got yourself acquainted to it?
Sure. So I'm an IT engineer by education. I started my career at HP, Hewlett Packard, in actually 2007. And in 2007, there was a new work group within this association focused on data center facilities, so the buildings that house servers. And I was invited for this session. And since then, I'm actually a member of this work group. Then I became the elected chairman of the work group. I served in this position, and in the last 5 years, I'm an elected member of the board of this IT association. So in Hungary, this is actually the largest voluntary organization that represents a certain sector. We have about 500 paying members that are not only IT and communication companies, but nowadays the vision and mission of this association is to move forward the digitalization of Hungary, the Hungarian economy, to become more competitive and more digital. So that is the main goal. That's why we have now among our members utility companies, banks, even agricultural companies. Any company that wants to become digital can become a member, not only core IT companies.
Okay, so that's wonderful to know. So we would also like to know how important is Tech Jobs Fair and such gatherings to the ICT Association in your country?
We became a partner of Tech Jobs Fair because toward this mission to drive digitalization in the Hungarian economy, one of the key cornerstones is the people aspect, the talent pools that we have. And we have had several researches. I think about 7 or maybe even more years ago, we discovered that 10,000 IT professionals are missing from the economy. Right now, it's 24,000, but potentially 50,000. So even if you calculate the loss of GDP due to the fact that these jobs are not filled, is substantial. Is pretty substantial. So I think Tech Jobs Fair helps this talent pool to go to the right places, to add more to the GDP, to have more added value. And also, since this is an international group of different events, it can open up the jobs market of Hungarian professionals internationally and vice versa. So international candidates to look for jobs in Hungary or for Hungarian companies.
Yes, I totally second that. I also feel that tech job fairs are doing a really good deal by helping a lot of job seekers and also the HR recruiters to attract the right talent. So moving
Yes.
forward, yes. So moving forward, this association recently published white papers on the necessary developments of the sector. So what are the main issues and how is the association planning to solve them?
Sure. So these recommendations have 4 pillars. The first pillar, and it's not by chance, is the is the digital society and the human capital. So this is the first pillar. The second pillar is the sector-based digitalization and the digital boost of the small and medium business sectors. The third one is regarding the data economy, so the data pool of the country, innovation and startups. So this is the third pillar. And then the last one is international cooperation. So I think in this digital age of ours, a country that is actually smaller in population than an average Indian city. So we have 10 million of population. It's a very small country. Obviously, we cannot succeed and compete internationally on our own. We need to work at least among the Visegrad 4 countries, Central Eastern Europe region, and the European Union. So that's why the fourth pillar is about these international cooperations. If we zoom into the first pillar that was about the human capital, we have a lot of recommendations regarding the education, because in order to fill these 24,000 to 50,000 jobs, obviously we need a stronger focus on the education, how the youngsters and the students select their path and the university. We also see that the more basic IT skills need to be promoted. It's not, IT jobs are nowadays not only about Master of Science, university degrees, but there are other, I would say lower grade, but not really lower grade, but things like telecommunication engineers or server operators that don't necessarily require 5 years of university education. So we need to be more efficient on these types of educations. The other is regarding the digital skills of any sort of profession. So if you think about CNC machines in factories or doctors, lawyers, actually IT is a vertical. Sorry, it's a horizontal skill that needs to be taught to each and every sector or vertical. So we have a lot of recommendations on this one. And then last but not least, we need to improve the digital literacy of the wider society, of elderly people and youngsters as well.
So, thank you for giving us such amazing insights. I'm sure that our listeners have got a lot of value. I'd also like to add to our listeners that if at all you have any questions, please feel free to post them. And before we wrap up the session, we'll address your questions. So, Akosh, you know most of our listeners are job seekers. So, since you're a successful startup, have you been in this situation before? Also, I'd like to ask, what are the do's and don'ts of a job seeker?
Yes, I worked 10 years at Hewlett Packard, and I applied for this job as a newcomer, and I moved within the company several times. I worked in Hungary, then I moved to Singapore within the company, then I moved back to a regional role based out of Budapest.
Right.
And in the last 5-6 years, I'm mostly on the other side of the table, so interviewing candidates. I'm doing that actively even today. So yes, I have a couple of recommendations. One of the recommendation is that I feel it more stronger in the current generation of job seekers, that they are looking for some inner drive or some vision or mission in the company. So when you do that, please, before you apply for a job, and especially before you go to a job interview, inform yourself about the company itself.
Yes.
What is the history of the company? What are the products or services it offers to the market, to the economy? and what is the current strategy of the company. You will make a really good impression by showing that you have done your homework. It's not only about money or position or the specific tasks in the job description, but you are prepared about the environment that you're going to. I think this is a very, very important job before you apply to some place. The other thing is obviously, I think if you read the news, if you go look at the website of Tech Jobs Fair, there's a huge demand for IT people, and you have, as an applicant, you have to think strategically about your career. You cannot jump ship every year, not even within the company. You have to have some sort of roadmap in your mind, that where you want to be, why you want to be there, and don't jump different companies. Even if there is a big need on the market, no one will hire you if your inner mission is to change a job because you get 10-20% salary raise. It doesn't work out well. So I typically try to test my applicants. I ask them about how they feel in their life, what is their current life situation, why they want to come here, what is the inner growth they want to reach. So I was very happy when one of our key employees or key talents left the company, and he got a really good promotion at a totally different type of company, because we hired him as a newcomer without any professional background. So straight from the university, we hired him, and in 3 years he grew a lot. And it was a good feeling for me as a CEO that this person could grow with us, and the type of growth he was looking for, he couldn't get with our company, I had to admit. So while at one hand I was sad, on the other hand I helped him. I gave him a letter of recommendation, and I'm very happy that he did that. He's still coming to our company parties, and he's openly considering coming back to a different position, maybe 1 or 2 years later. So this is the type of relationship I'm really happy about, and I'm happy to give a promotion, happy to give a salary raise if I see a plan, a consistency in the job applicant's mind. So I think these are maybe not, totally basic recommendations, but I'm happy to see these when I'm at an interview.
Lovely. So I must say, Ákos, that the recommendations are amazing, and the world needs more recruiters like you who are equally happy when they see a person growing in their company, and they would want to very respectfully exit when they're getting promoted. So it's really wonderful to see. Would you also like to talk about the Tech Job Fair's upcoming fair in Budapest? Would you like to say something about that?
Well, I'm first of all very happy that this is the first time, as I understand, that Tech Jobs Fair is coming to Budapest. If you look at the website and the logos, I think it's already quite impressive. So it shows the need on the market. I think that's really great, and it will be an interesting event. I'm also personally looking forward to see that. Look at the different companies, what they are offering, what the applicants are looking for. I'm actually more selective on applicants, and it's an interesting thing that even nowadays, when we have a real shortage of tech people, somehow at Talkabout, so at my own company where I'm CEO, we are able to find good quality candidates because of the product that we have. There are a lot of shared service centers and body leasing developer companies, if you know what I mean. I think
Yes.
those companies have a much harder time to recruit people nowadays. So companies with their own product, with a consistent vision on the market, are in a better position at the moment.
Yes. We are also equally looking forward to the event, Akosh, and I can't wait for it. But, we have the last question for you from us, and then we would take the viewers' questions. So I'd like to ask you, since the tech job industry is a very demand driven area, what do you see? What changes do you see in the forthcoming? Do you think that we're going to have a lot of techies at one point?
Honestly, I feel that this shortage is going on for such a long time, uh,
Yes.
and it is only growing tremendously. So we see that only in the European Union there will be 50 million new tech jobs opening by
Wow.
2030. It's crazy. So when such a thing happened in the past, technology came into the picture. So AI, for example, artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, chatbots that we're building are doing jobs instead of dozens or hundreds of people. So technology will help to solve this shortage. That is my vision and my opinion about this. So when you're looking for, as an applicant, when you're selecting a path, I think still the biggest criteria is whether you can think, whether you can learn constantly, and whether you're doing a creative job, because creativity is not a strong personality of even AI and neither of these companies. So automation can automate recurring things. If you're doing as a person anything recurring, it will be automated. Sorry about that. So when you're selecting your path, think about things that are creative and where you add the value, and also think about cross industry expertise. So coming from tech, you cannot be only tech. Become tech and, let's say, medical, or tech plus agriculture, tech plus manufacturing. uh,
Right.
add something so you can find your niche, you can find your expertise, then you will become more valuable.
Right. I totally agree. So now I think it's almost time. We have to wrap up our session. But I would really like to thank Akosh. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And we have spoken about the evolving tech sector in Hungary, and it's been extremely insightful. So to just add to what Akosh had told, we have our forthcoming 27th edition of Tech Job Fairs in Budapest on 3rd of November at Óbuda University. So if you're a job seeker and you're from a technical background, then this is the right place for you and you can grab your tickets for free. So Akash, before we wind up, would you have a last message to share to our viewers in terms of challenges or in terms of what they can look forward to or anything that is on your mind? We'd love to get some insights on that as well.
Since this is an international audience, I think looking into Budapest, even as a digital nomad, Budapest is a great lifestyle location. There are lots of jobs open, as you can see, and I think it's a great place to be. Honestly, to live. I've worked in 27 different cities throughout my career, and maybe because I was born here, but Budapest is a really great place to be. So come visit, even as a digital nomad. Consider growing this economy and moving forward the digital space here. I hope to see you in Óbuda.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing them with us, Akosh. So, thank you again for joining us for this live session. And I hope you had a great, great time talking to all of us here. And we, a part of Tech Job Fairs, we're very delighted to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So we'll see everyone else in our next live session. Till then, all of you can be happy and keep smiling. Thank you, Ákos.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye.
day. Bye bye.